Hi friends, good evening. Day 7 of our Inktober marks now 1 week of doing this commitment of having one new video every day, and to be honest, I'm actually enjoying the process. But with that comes now the idea that you have to think of a script and then think of a topic and then a concept for the drawing. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I get to hang out with you guys. And thank you so much, by the way. We now hit 900 subscribers, and I know compared to a lot of content creators, that's not a lot, but it means so much to me as a small scale content creator just living in my tiny little house here in Baguio City, Philippines. It means a lot. And after Inktober, I promise you guys, we're gonna go back to doing our mixed media, probably actually sneak in mixed media the whole time that we're having Inktober throughout this month. So, with that being said, day 7 marks now our new prompt, Starfish. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a starfish yet in my life, but if there were a starfish that I would know very well, it's gonna be Patrick Star from the show SpongeBob SquarePants, and we're gonna draw a few photos. I mean, a few images of him, and we're just gonna ink this pencil drawing. I don't know where will I go after inking the pencil drawing, but we'll see. Okay, I'll shift you guys over to voiceover mode where we'll probably discuss something profound from this very simplistic drawing. But you know what? It's not a Chris Crafts video if it's not sprinkled by a little pretentiousness. So I'll shift you now guys to voiceover, and I hope you enjoy. So the drawing process part will no longer be in hyperlapse or time lapse, but instead it's going to be just an almost real time footage of me drawing, probably just enhancing it by point 0.5 or something just to make it seem like I'm drawing a bit faster, but honestly, this is almost real time footage of me drawing. So guys, day 7, the official prompt today is starfish, and let's be honest, there's only one starfish that truly dominates the cultural landscape, that is Patrick Star from Bikini Bottom. My goal this October is to push pen and ink skills, and today it means capturing the distinct expressive energy of a classic cartoon character. But as always, we're not just drawing, but we're diving deep into art. For Starfish drawing, I created the character sheet of Patrick in some of his iconic poses and expressions. From joyous, unbridled excitement to wide eyed existential confusion, Patrick is a masterclass in minimal, expressive design. I use bold, quick strokes to capture cartoon energy, focusing on his simple body shape and those massive, often confused eyes. And it's a fun break. Even if it's just drawing a cartoon, it's a serious philosophical current flowing, which brings us to today's pretentious topic. I argue that Patrick Star is not just a beloved goofball, he is a profound cultural symbol of existential simplicity. In a world defined by relentless pursuit of achievement, optimization, and complexity, the world where we are currently told we must be productive, Patrick is the radical counterpoint. His entire existence is defined by minimal effort and maximum satisfaction and being in the moment. In fact, Heidegger might call him Dyson, which is just being there in its purest form. He has no job, no discriminable ambition, and no anxiety about the lack of purpose. His greatest pleasure are sleeping, eating, and simple acts of existing under a rock. He is the ultimate unburdened self, perfectly content in his limited sphere. He is, quite frankly, the master of unintentional mindfulness. Patrick's simplicity forces us to confront our own hyper ambitious, achievement oriented culture. We are constantly striving for crowns and constantly worried about the murky reflections, and by contrast, operates on a level of peace, on a level that pierces through all that anxiety. His famous quote, Is mayonnaise an instrument? It's not just funny, it's an indicament of arbitrary knowledge. He doesn't adhere to human imposed structures of value. His success is measured solely by present comfort. His profound nature lies in the fact that he forces the audience to question, if true happiness is simplicity, why don't we strive so relentlessly for complexity? Is the drive for success a genuine human need, or is it a social construct that prevents us from simply enjoying the rock under which we live in? Patrick's character is particularly resonant because he contrasts so sharply the highly structured, almost manic energy of SpongeBob, who represents the diligent, overachieving, anxious modern worker. Patrick's lack of anxiety, his ability to perfectly be happy with nothing, is often seen as a flaw in the context of the show. But from a profound perspective, in a philosophical eyes, in hedonistic philosophy, my goodness, it is his superpower. He represents the possibility of rejecting the modern consumerist treadmill entirely. He possesses a primal, almost Buddhistic lack of achievement to material goals. So, when we laugh at Patrick, are we laughing at his foolishness, or are we secretly laughing at the societal rules he so effortlessly and obliviously dismantles? He is the philosophical anchor, reminding us that sometimes the most profound thing you can do is absolutely nothing at all. Drawing Patrick Star today for Starfish was surprisingly insightful. He is more than just a cartoon. He is a mirror reflecting the absurdity of our own complex lives. He embodies the beautiful, sometimes painful freedom that comes with choosing simplicity over struggle. So, I'll leave you with this profound thought. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, I'm kidding. What is the rock in your life that provides you maximum unburdened comfort, and what can you learn from existential simplicity demonstrated by Patrick Star? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So yeah, friends, that's it. The drawing process didn't take that long, and I actually enjoyed this. It's the simplest of all the pieces that I've done so far, and I enjoy just drawing. And then like looking back at how Patrick Star is, it's bringing a lot of nostalgia, guys. So let's take a look at this week's Inktober pages so far. So we started from day 1, which is now mustache, and I remembered I drew Van Gogh, an entirely close-up photo of him trying to emphasize on his mustache. Then we have here now for day 2, weave, which you have here now the hands weaving an inable cloth. Then we have here now day 3, crown, which is a drawing of Parvati wearing a crown. Day 4 is murky, and you have here now spilled coffee with a reflection of a person in the background. Then for day 5, we had deer. Day 6, pierce, which is now this needle of memory. And then day 7, which is now starfish. Like, I like how it reached a point where it has high complexity to now the recent drawings, which is now not that complex, and it's not even incorporating my original art style anymore. So part of me feels bad about it, but then a part of me feels relieved that there's no pressure. And I think that's the good point about doing art and Inktober. No pressure. Um, just do the best you can per day. There will be great moments and there will be lows. And this point, I guess, is not one of the highest peaks that I've been to, but I enjoyed, and especially the researching process of finding the reference photos and seeing Patrick Star from the first one. Like, it's a far cry from now. The last few drawings that I have, the three drawings I have rather, after weaving and moving forward, it was quite profound and quite meaningful. And then to now the newest one, which is just a bit more casual. And I think that's the great thing about how we treat art. No pressure. Just continue to create and enjoy the process. So, with that being said, dear friends, I hope you're having a great day, week, month, year. And as always, I wish you guys all the love. And as always, peace. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.